Hello and welcome or welcome back to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I am Jeff. Today we're going to review another Bricklink Designer Series 5 set. This set is called the Antique Shop. It's set number 910050. And this set, it sports 1,918 pieces and 6 minifigures. So it's a decent size set. It retailed for $149.99. Obviously it's more than that because this was a limited production run. All right, if you guys have not seen my reviews before, very simply, what I do is I go over dimensions. I'll tell you any information I found out about the minifigures online. And then from 0 to 10, I'm gonna rank value, creativity, playability, ease of build, and part out value. If I give it a 0, that means it's the worst. If I give it 10, it's the best. And then the sixth thing I do is I take those 5 scores and I average them, so you know that, like, hey, this is an 8.7 versus an 8.8. Okay. And I do review regularly Lego sets. And by the way, I'm not sponsored, so it's my honest opinion. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's jump in this review. But before we do that, the price of admission is hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And just remember, these videos, they are Enzo approved. The dimensions for this set, well, not including the truck, from here to the edge of the tree is 12.5 inches. From front to back is 7.5 inches. From the top of here to there, it is 8.75, 8 3/4 inches. If you're on the metric scale, well, let's get you covered here. 32 centimeters by 19 centimeters by 22.5 centimeters. Now, I looked up online information about the minifigures. There was no information about the minifigures, however, there are 6 of them. This guy looks like he works there. This guy has a gaming shirt, which I can't remember the minifigure, but there was another minifigure with a gaming shirt. And we look like a few customers here, including this mama with a baby and a stroller. I really like that. I think that's extremely cute. The stroller is actually separate pieces. It isn't just one piece. It's got 2 different wheels and the handle and the thing itself. So it's 4 pieces. Now, as far as the value, well, let's talk about that. This set, it retailed for $149.99, and they only made 30,000 copies of this set. Now, originally they were slated to make 30,000, but this time they moved it around. So, like the Mushroom House, they made a little bit less and gave it some to Transylvania, and then some more to the Thieves of Tortuga. This one held at 30,000, which meant the demand is what they thought it was going to be. But you got to remember, because of the limited production run, it's going to be a lot more expensive on Bricklink than the $149.99. But at that price and 1,918 pieces, that is 7.8 cents per piece. Now, I think that is a great value, especially for a non-licensed set. The only problem that I really had with this set when it comes to the value is Lego really, I hate to use the word, but pissed me off. This is a sticker sheet that I got from Lego the way I got it. So the stickers were creased, which made it really hard to put on. And I'm sorry, but if I'm spending this amount on a luxury toy, which Lego's always priding themselves in using virtue signaling to tell us how great they are, well, if they're so dang great, why can't they handle the stickers by maybe putting it in a protective sleeve with a little piece of cardboard or something? Because that's how I ship my stickers on Bricklink, and I have never had once somebody, ever since 2006, so 19 years I've been selling, have I ever had anybody complain about stickers arriving damaged. Lego could do it. They're a bigger company and their economies of scale, it wouldn't cost them that much, and it would save a headache, and it would also make me value this a little bit more. Because the sticker sheet is damaged, I'm only going to give the value a 9. Now, creativity is a whole nother story here. First off, they give us this amazing truck. I love this truck. It reminds me of an old style pickup. I love the front grille, love the bumper, I love the way they use the wedges for the hood, because a lot of older trucks did have that wedge hood, so that's really awesome. We've got the top here, we got the mirrors, we've got running boards on each side, we got the back window, we got the smaller bed like older trucks used to have, and yes, the tailgate does come down, and we have the old style wheels. And a lot of the times these were used on the Christmas Firehouse set, and I don't remember the Winter Village one a while back, but anyway, they used that on the fire truck. I like those older style wheels. And they also even gave us door handles. Now the doors are not functioning, but that's okay. I'm not going to knock any points off of that. It's still pretty cool. And I like how they put Bricklink Designer Program-50 because it's 910050. So a little bit of a tie-in there. And besides the antique truck, we also have the shop itself. The first thing that I like about this is I love the awnings on both the front windows. That is really cool. I love the alternating colors. The blues they used will go well with the white. And also you have this antique sign in the corner. And you see, because Lego messed up the sticker, I placed it on, but it keeps folding itself off because it was creased pretty bad. And there's nothing I could do about it. So that's why I was kind of really upset about that. But they did use a modified brick piece here to have this come out at an angle, which is nice because I like Lego buildings, but I hate when they're just completely square. And they did that, they broke that up, the squareness, by having this sign kind of come out diagonally, and also with these roofs we'll talk about later. You've got here this flower pot, I really like it. And then you've got all this greenery here. You know, you got the fern leaves and you got some other greenery here. I love it. And then you got this really nice large front window right there. I love it because they use 4 windows together. It makes it really big. And you know, some of these bigger windows did have panes to them like that. So it does look nice. And then nice little touch, they put a butterfly on the roof here. And then you have this chimney. This chimney, now I really like this chimney. Now they did a great job. First of all, it's the right color. It's, you know, the light bluish gray. And then they got the dark bluish gray tiles every now and again. And then we had the masonry bricks mixed in, like it's crumbling a little bit. And I don't know, I mean, you know, antique shop crumbling bricks seems like it goes together for me. And I love the top, how they have the double thing here. And also they've got a squirrel down here, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, let me back that up so you can see a little squirrel right there. And then you look at the back side of it, you've got another one of these large windows, which is really 4 windows put together. You don't have the awning, but you know, just like my house, the south side gets a lot more sun than the north side does, because I'm in the northern hemisphere. So same thing, you know, maybe this side doesn't get as much sun, doesn't need it. And then the other thing I like is this electrical box. I love how they made it look like the wires are in conduit, and then they have the warning sign. And they got some more greenery back here too. They got the back door, which is unassuming. A lot of back doors to buildings are unassuming, so I like that. And then you flip it around this way, and you've got this barrel. You've got some greenery. You've got this built-in ladder. You've got this ivy bush growing up there, and vine, or whatever you want to call it. And yes, ivy is really annoying. I actually had to help a friend who bought a house, and ivy had grown on the side. And that stuff puts its little roots into everything. It's so hard to get rid of. And then you got the bird bath here, complete with the bird in the water. I love how they did that. They actually put a rod or a bar in here, and that's what's holding the bird, or it's holding the round plate with the stud on it with the bird sitting on. So it makes it all go together. Really nice touches. They did a great job here. Now, the other thing I wanted to, well, there's more things I want to mention, but one thing I really like about this set is these gables right here, the double gables. Those are so nice. And actually, if you've ever paid attention to my videos when I zoom out, I have that on my house right behind me. I've got a gable right here and a gable on the other side, and they both have windows in them, of course. And it's just a beautiful look. Now, in Lego, it's impressive. And because in Lego format, I'll show you, they had to do some interesting techniques here. They had to use plates modified with clips, and then modified plates with bars to hold that in there. And they actually don't, they don't actually stay in there. You can actually move them a little bit, but they do stay in there enough. And then they added some plants up here, which I really liked. And then the other side, the roof is unassuming, but it's removable. And they put a plate modified here as a lip to kind of catch this panel right here to hold it in place. And it does a pretty good job, better than the A-frame cabin did, by the way. And when you look inside here, you've got all kinds of things. You got this family picture, you've got this ceiling fan right here. I love it. It's made out of a boat propeller, but it's pearl gold, so I love it. It just looks awesome. And then you have this large bed right here. And I don't know if it's queen size or king size, but it's awesome, and it's got complete with a rug underneath it. And when you lift it up, somebody hid a $100 bill underneath the bed, by the way. And then you got 2 nightstands, and you've got a mirror with a wastebasket. You've got a little bit of a bookshelf here, and I don't know what that's supposed to be, but then you got a cell phone, some sort of dresser here, and you got a rug here, and then you've got a little bit of a, I don't know, like a little dresser or whatever here, and then you've got here, oh my gosh, this was a really nice touch. You know, Spencer and I, we really like our cats. We've got 5 outdoor cats for mouse patrol because we have 3 acres, and if you don't do that, you have mice in the house. Well, I've been here 4 years and I've only had 2 mice in the house. So our cats do a great job, and once in a while we let them in as a reward. We do have an indoor cat as well, so and he has a cat house that looks very much like this, and it's over in the corner over here. So I love the fact they did this cat house scratching pad thing. Really nice touch to it. And of course, you can't forget the clock right here. And then when you take this off and you look inside the store, well, it's kind of hard to see, so I'm gonna pull some of this out for you guys to see. Now, the first thing I want to show you is this thing right here. You've got an old TV. It's the old box TV. It's not an LED. It's an old box TV with the old vacuum tube thing, and you got a lantern. And then you have this forestman's hat. That is a very nice touch to Lego's origins, because this is a late 80s, early 90s thing. And so it would be an antique by now. And then you have this right here, this knight's helmet. So they did a really good job here. I can't really take this out too well, but you have a bookcase here with some books and a camera and a little bit of a boat. And then you got this grandfather clock, which I think is really cool. Lego's done plenty of grandfather clocks in the past. This is just a slightly different than what they've done in the past, but it still looks really good. I love it. And then here you've got this old record player, and my grandmother used to have one of these, large cabinet, and all it has with a little flip thing up, and you have the record in there, and there you go. You've got it complete with a needle and a little lamp and a little controller here. So looks pretty cool. You have a guitar, you've got a knight's bust in here, you've got an old sewing machine, which Mrs. Chip would really like. You also have a chessboard here, and you've got this cabinet right here with a candlestick, and then you got a front desk here, and then you got a picture of a Lego spaceman, which again is going back to Lego's origins, you know, the early days of Lego, the old spaceman in the 80s. And also you got this pirate thing. There's only one thing that I'm going to say negative about this. Now, I love Lego and I love their designs, but there's one thing they could have done, in my opinion, to make this even better. And that is, this is a piece that Lego's already come out with before. It is part of the Corner Cafe, the very first modular building that Lego came out with. I have plenty of these tiles. I wish Lego would have included one of these in here, because by this time it's an antique. I mean, this was made almost 20 years ago. Also, I think they could have put right here, you see this. This is a Lego set. It's just a construction set, but I wanted to show you this because they printed this. Wouldn't that have been really cool if they would have done a tile for like Cloud City Star Wars? Because that set, oh my gosh, you look online, it's over 10 grand sealed in the box. Everyone wants one. So wouldn't that have been cool if Lego would have done a printed tile of the Star Wars Cloud City, so we could stick this inside there, and so you could have that set, even though it's not really the whole set. And also Lego has done hieroglyphics kind of things, and that would definitely be an antique sort of thing. I wish they would have put something like this inside the store. So I kind of feel like they missed the mark just a little bit there, but you know, like I said, value was a 9, creativity, I'm also going to give it a 9. I mean, they didn't miss the mark that bad on this one. Playability is also a 10 because you just have so much here. You got the truck that can get new merchandise or deliver some of the merchandise. You got all the things inside. You got the house or the apartment upstairs, which is pretty normal for older buildings, having the house above the business or apartment. So playability is definitely a 10. Ease of build, well, I still don't like the fact that Lego does not do printed instructions, and Lego's excuse that it would take longer is absolute BS. These things have a 6-month run time at least before you get them. So they could easily do the instructions, and because they're only doing 30,000 of them, it can't take that long to have it printed. It's just an excuse to save money, in my opinion, and I hate the PDFs, especially when they're this large. They bog down the computer, even with boosted up RAM. So nah, I'm not a fan of it. And also, I did show in the Thieves of Tortuga where Lego made a mistake. I found 4 mistakes in the instructions. I'm not going to go over them this time, but because of that, the ease of build, I'm going to give it a 7. As far as powered out value though, you know, there's a lot here. You got masonry bricks in white, you've got them in light bluish gray, you got tiles galore, you've got greenery, you got plates, doors, windows, etc., etc. So I'm going to give part out value a 10 because there's just a lot here. And if you look at everything, that is a 9.0 out of 10. Thanks for making it this far in the video. I really appreciate you. If you would, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications, leave me a comment below. If you're on Rumble, give it a rumble, follow the channel, and leave me a comment. Now remember guys, I'm not Lego sponsored. I don't want to be Lego sponsored. I want to give you my honest opinion every time. So it's my money that goes towards this, and it's my opinion only. It's not influenced by Lego or anybody else. So if you want to continue to see these things, please support the channel. There's a couple different ways you can do that. The first way is to head over to PayPal. Second way is to go to Bricklink and buy pieces off my store. I have about 700,000 pieces and I usually ship within 1 business day. Also, you can go to Etsy and buy dividers for your Akro-Mils drawers. I have them for cheaper than most, and also they come in a pack of 32. And since those drawers come in a cabinet of 64 with the 8 that come off the back, and also, or is it 16? 16, isn't it? Yeah, it's 16 that come on the back. And plus my 32, you've got basically a whole entire cabinet covered almost. So please head over there. There's links in the description for those 3 things. If you don't have the financial means, I totally understand. There are 2 other ways to support the channel. And the first way is just to share a link to this video on other social media platforms. That way you're being in my marketing department for free, so it helps me out. So yeah, you don't have the financial means, but you have a little bit of time, you could do that. Speaking of time, if you watch another video right after this one, so like if you watch 2 or 3 videos consecutively, for some reason the algorithm loves that and it says, oh, people are spending time on this channel, must be good. So let me go ahead and throw this out there so more people see it. And it does that, it works magically. So if you want to work a little bit of magic, go ahead. Just watch another video right after this one. All right, guys, we have one more, the Mushroom House, in this Bricklink Designer Series 5. All right, guys, be good to each other. Stay safe out there. And oh, I forgot to mention, we are doing live streams of building this and also the time-lapse build. Neither one of them have started yet, and they won't start before this is released, but they will be out there, and once they are there, I will go back and put the links in the description so you can just go from this video right to the other ones. All right, guys, be good to each other. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one.